This is an introduction to the ramp motion lab from Beyond Labs. You're going to start setting this up in the stockroom, so you can either choose if you want to put a ball out or if you wanted to put a sled out. That's just a brick, right? Being able to have different shape objects, then you can choose what types of frictions you want. So say I want to have rolling friction out and I want to have a rocket in case I want it at any point. I'll give it some downward gravity. All of those things can be placed onto the table with these buttons here. So say I want to put the rocket on, it's applied directly with that button. Or if you decide you don't want a rocket, you can click delete at any point. Then, once you've got the table set up with what you want out there, then you're going to go into your parameters menu, and this is where you can change different values about your elements that you've chosen. So say we want to actually have our ramp be 25 meters long and you want it to have an angle of 30 degrees, right? Any of that's adjustable. Say you actually want your ball to be a little bit bigger. So I want to have a radius of 1 and I want to change my mass to be a little bit smaller, whatever my mass distribution I may want. I could give it some initial velocity. So say I want it to have an initial velocity of 5 going in the up the ramp direction. I can adjust its starting position with these boxes, so I could make its starting position be -3. Oh, excuse me. There we go. There we go. And then you can adjust how you want your friction to be set up, right? So you can either adjust a custom friction coefficient here, say I want the small friction, or you can adjust actually what the different materials of the substances might be. That's an incredibly high friction coefficient, so I may want to go down to a lower friction coefficient. I could adjust the value of gravity. I can adjust my coordinate system. If, for example, I want to be in a polar system, then I won't be dealing with the X and Y, I'm just dealing with the length along the ramp. All of those are adjustable from this screen. Then we go on into the live data menu, and this is where we can adjust what data is going to be saved into our data tables. So we can adjust once again our starting position at any point from here and say I want to be able to save my omega, my radial velocity here, my rotational velocity, I don't care about the alpha. Any of that data can be adjusted if you want to, and then you can just click Save Data, and then when you start it up, that data is saved into the data table. We can see our graphs were created as we went on those, and that gave us a good view of, okay, what can we adjust? What do we need to do differently next time? And so then I can reset the experiment to do it again. I could click Save Lab to be able to come back to this moment in time if I need to. That just created a custom starting point from me. I can click this Save Lab image to save what the lab looks like at that moment. All of that data and any graphs and anything that I've saved are saved into the lab book where you'll store your observations. If you want to start completely from scratch, you can always clear the lab at any point. Right, say you actually wanted to be using a brick instead, you could put the brick out, and then you'd be able to use sliding friction. So anything is adjustable, and then you can come back to any moment in time, or you can use any of our lab presets or start from any of our worksheets. We hope that helps.